Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Final Fantasy Randomizer Tournament Winter Tournament 2025, the Great Chaos Caper. My name is Softnum, and I'm joined in the booth by Fryteeth. Fryteeth, how are we doing today?
I'm good. Just got out of a race and figured it'd be a little less stressful to talk about one than to race in one. So
Yeah, I'm. I hope so. It seems like our party today, our force is Thief None, which is a little bit interesting. But
it,
um, how about so the thief comes with a plus 80 hit point blessing, um, which is pretty good. it'll help us out in the early game at least.
it helps us out in the late game too, because that's usually one of the reasons if I don't want to go thief carry, it's because you know you're not going to survive those nukes at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and those plus 80 HP, put you in a lot better shape. But
Yeah, makes
it's
sense.
an interesting starting party because it gives you a lot of flexibility and a lot of options. I mean, I've even had seeds like this one where you could realistically two-man the whole seed.
Yeah, I mean, especially earlier in the event, right? Like round to 64, when the scaling was a little bit less high, the two man seems a little bit fairly inviting here. We do see both of our runners having taken up Black Mage. Black Mage starting with Element Plus Magic, meaning they'll get a sweeper starting out. So good to kind of guarantee that early game.
Yeah, and um, the other mages didn't really give anything too exciting. The red mage with Doom Magic, and the white mage had Learn Lamp to resist all, which isn't bad, but you never know where Lamp is going to end up.
Right, right. If we find a level 1 lamp, that's great. If Lamp's kind of further down the list, it's not so great. But still, that white mage, never, very rarely is going to have a serviceable sweeper in the first couple levels, and so black or red tends to be the order of the day. Um, but we do have that fighter out there somewhere with elemental magic. Not really that attractive for us as far as the blessing goes, but maybe a fighter to go along with the thief might be good. We'll see what our runners decide to do.
And see what weapons we find. A lot of times that's the big determinant to me as to whether I'm going to grab the fighter or not. And we're off.
Yep, and we're off. So we do the counterclockwise check, and we have the Oxyale for sale in Corneria here, and we can get another thief.
And we've got level 1 nuke. But boy, the other thing I know is, boy, I'd like to have a white mage early because we've got level 1 exit.
Yeah, level 1 exit's really nice. Hopefully we can find a white mage, maybe in Provoca, to help us out there. But right now we're going to buy a scimitar in the store, and we're going to go see us about a garland.
Yeah, that level 1 exit is really big to me because we've had a lot of seeds. Not that I would know anything about this in the last hour, where we've got to run early Sky, and if you've got to go up to Sky 3 for your incentive item and then walk back out at low levels, that's rough. So
Yeah.
Phoenix went straight to Garland. Wewbear checked the 3 chests. Didn't really find anything of value.
No, not really. Just some gold or virtual gold. We got the crystal and the herb from Sarah and the King. So crystal's kind of a good find. Like we can just kind of pop right up to Matoya's here. And the Oxyale's pretty cheap. Just 2,500 gold. So we'll see what our runners do with that.
I'm actually surprised Wewbear didn't pick that up because he got enough money out of the chests in Temple of Fiends to buy that. I know we don't need it yet, but
Still, it's something you could pick up and kind of be on the way. Wood shield, it's more pocket gold. Oh, and a flame sword.
Well, there's an early bottle, so we may be heading up that direction nice and early.
Yep. With all of our so the map edits on in the quarterfinals round here, there's a lot of navigatable area opening up pretty quickly with just a few checks, and so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, interesting the diversion we've got immediately. Phoenix, I think, is heading down to turn that urban, and Wewbear is often to provoke a Ice 2 and Bane. Not much we're going to use there.
Yeah, not
That
great.
level 2 white magic's terrible.
Yep. We did find a red mage though, which we may. It looks like Wewbear is going to go ahead and pick up for. I'm assuming exit and nuke.
Now, those
On
two
the,
chests in Dwarfs, Phoenix found an Ice Armor +1 also, so his Thief has his endgame armor already.
that is really nice to find. And the pirates take care of our red mage, but Nuke's going to take care of our pirates here. So turnabout is indeed fair play.
All right, there's our canoe. So we don't have an early push to Sky yet, but this may be an early push to Volcano.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate, but a little bit more manageable than the early Sky pushes. And it looks like Vicky's going to give the slab, which if we get access to the Melman continent, we can. I guess if we go turn in the herb, that's going to give us access to go translate the slab to go and get it turned in. So that seems like a fun fetch quest chain.
Right, but at least on Wewbear's side, if he doesn't go up to turn the bottle in right away, which it looks like he is, I was going to say he might be able to do Lefane and a bottle and slab turn in at the same time.
Yeah. Instead, we're going to go up here and get the bridge boss and then see what the bottle turns into, which is probably a good idea. Doing your freebies is always good. You can stop in here and check magic too.
So I've got good black magic tonight. We saw Temper at level 3 and then Lit 3 and Fire 3 and Warp at level 4.
Yep. And wall at level 3 for white magic is not too bad. And life, except for the red mage can't learn it, unfortunately. Anything to grab on level 2 here. Level 3 gives us temper. Meanwhile, it looks like Phoenix is kind of coming around the inner sea here. Gonna check the crescent item here.
We see another black mage there, so that level 1 exit is not going to be really useful unless we find it up in the white mage up in Lefane or Gaia.
Yeah, I think there was a white mage available in Lefane, but Wewbear didn't take it. And it looks like level 6 life 2 as well here in Crescent, so not the best place to find that spell. It's pretty key in-game spell here. Sneaking around to Gaia. Purchase a couple houses. And we'll see here what the bottle turns into. Ooh. I mean, the tail is okay.
Right.
doesn't
But it
really
looks
help us right now.
there's our white mage up in Gaia.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna stay at the inn here.
Yeah, so Phoenix I like this, taking some early levels so that that fighter has some survivability, because we now know our progression is either volcano or ordeals at this point.
Yes, both of them being accessible. Ordeals is quite a long walk from where we're standing. Both of our runners here, but is technically open because of our extended progression flags that are on. But Phoenix is going to go ahead and make the volcano play, which is, I think, probably the more logical play here. Burning off a couple encounters. So, question in chat: that are all classes guaranteed to be somewhere? All classes except for the black belt are guaranteed to be recruitable in at least one town. But that town could be on rack. Like, it could just be like so late that it's not very useful.
It's like Phoenix is going to find a couple shards on this early volcano floor.
Yeah, taking out some hydrants here. Oh, in the switchback. Yep, looks like there's a shard and armory too. Luckily, we have a couple soft potions. It's a little rough. So, Ice Shield. We'll go on that fighter.
That's not a
Oh,
tile we
yuck.
want to see.
It's not fun.
He gets away from it. That's a scary
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, and the sorcerers landed a hit. One of them did anyway, and didn't manage to proc the death touch. So, is kind of scary.
All right, so Wewbear takes the fighter also, which, given how he's played past seeds, is what I would have expected to see him do.
Yeah. Look at that Gerwolf. That was quite the purple Gerwolf.
So not a terribly exciting armory there.
No, I think Ice Shield might have been the best thing that came out of it.
I think so.
That's just not that exciting. So go out, save kind of the progress and the experience and everything, and we'll dive down to the Agama floors. Meanwhile, we'll receive our canal here on Wewbear's side, which in these flags doesn't really do a whole lot. Access to on-rack, access to promote if we have our boat. Both of those require a ship, though.
Also, yeah, no, that's true because of all the map edits that are on. We've got things like the sky dock turn on, but you can walk there.
Yeah. It doesn't really open up that much even with the boat. But I mean, it's still key item. Still got to find it. Take a cabin. Meanwhile, Wewbear has followed Phoenix into the volcano here, and will be kind of getting the same things. Yes, and a dragon sword +5 for that thief is it's a really good find.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix is going to be in an and there's the ship. So it doesn't really open anything new up for it, does it?
Well, once Wewbear gets it, Wewbear can promote, which I don't. Maybe you do this early. I guess there's nothing stopping you.
No, I take that back. It does open up Waterfall.
Oh, right. Waterfall check. Makes sense.
Also going to make some of those checks that Wewbear has already done a little bit faster for Phoenix, since he'll be able to sail instead of walking.
I guess that I mean, this is already unlocked, but you can get to the slab turn in a little bit faster. Just some gold. Ooh, a Frostwolf tile.
Now, here's the interesting question. If you're Phoenix, do you go take on Carry right now?
So you have Nuke. You have a fighter. You have a thief with a dragon sword, maybe. You don't have any particular advantages, but I mean, your level, I'm guessing 14, 15 on their other party members. I guess the answer is no.
Well, that's a very clear no from Phoenix, which it's the same thing I would do. It's too risky to me at this point. You might get through that, and that fighter does have decent armor, so you may get through it, but it's a risky fight, and if you don't make it through, that's a big time loss.
Yeah, you've used quite a bit of time in here, and even if you just run down and get the ship and warp out, you're still looking at several minutes of time lost, fortunately. Go ahead and use our last warp charge, get out of the volcano, leaving our fighters stoned for now. I guess we're just going to head back somewhere and heal up anyway.
Yeah, I'd assume Phoenix is going to head over to the pirates, because he still hasn't done that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting routing here. But maybe we're going to go to Elfland first.
Oh, there he brings him back.
Wewbear making the same play here, grabbing the boat, and then just kind of heading out. I think it makes sense. I'm tempted to try carry though. The HP levels on everybody look pretty normal, like good. Go ahead and buy the Oxyel while we're here. Phoenix off to go fight Vicky. Yep.
He's
Looks like
thinking about
Phoenix
that
is
red
gonna-
mage.
Yeah. I think it makes sense, this fighter thief red black party. Seems to be a pretty popular party anyway.
It's one of the parties I like to run. And at least, for Wewbear, once he comes out and promotes, he'll be able to grab exit for that red mage.
Yeah. Gonna go stock up. Ooh, we don't have any soft potions here. That's kind of unfortunate.
That's okay. He'll just be able to run back up to Canaria and get them.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a big deal, but still sort of an interesting predicament. By 10 softs. Last us for the seed. Probably.
Did he buy his Oxyel or not?
I didn't see. I would think you'd do it while you're here. You got plenty of money. But maybe not.
Chanigan says that he did buy it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome.
I know a lot of times when the vendor item's in Canaria with the cheap price, it's really easy to overlook it. I've certainly done
Right,
it
if
a
you
few
don't buy it
times.
when you first find it and then you don't ever remember that you need to go back and get it. It makes sense. Viz 2 at level 5. Slow 2 at level 5. Nothing really super exciting except for Viz 2.
So considering how different the routing has been early, we're pretty even.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anybody has had a huge lead here or anything. It does seem to be a pretty even start. This is of course game 2, which I think I forgot to mention. So Phoenix looking to tie up the series and Wewbear looking to move on. And ooh, a Tyro.
Wewbear making the Ordeals play, which I always like the early Ordeals play. It's a little rougher in these flags because of the sorcerers.
Yep.
And how many times
Vanilla
they're
touches
guarding the key item.
is quite the thing to have turned on here. Warp making the pillar maze as trivial as it can be.
Right, Phoenix gets his tail, and I assume once he then, after Lefane, probably going to follow Wewbear right into Ordeals.
Yeah, I would guess.
He's not doing Lefane.
Maybe just, are we promoting? Yep. Are we? Or are we just going up to Ordeals? Yeah, okay, we're gonna promote first. That makes sense.
The fighter already got taken out by the Death Touch sorcerers on Wewbear's side, but runs into another chest of them, but gets turn order.
The sorcerers are a little beefy today, and one nuke not taking them out on some of the lower rolls. Oh, look, it's that cube. Not the earliest Skyplay in the world, but still.
No, we've got options. We don't have to go there.
Yeah. Wewbear deciding not to tempt fate with the other trap chest here in Ordeals. Unless we got that on level 1, I don't remember. No.
I didn't know. Did you notice how many shards we need in this seed?
I did not. Maybe somebody who's more clever than us can help us. I don't think I saw the opening screens, so 25
25.
is that's a nice low number. The acceptable range here is 24 to 32. I think it's kind of neat because I mean, I guess I'll ask you, Freiteeth, as you're practicing, do you change your routing decisions based on the number of shards you need?
Practice?
What?
Huh? Do I change? Not really.
Not really.
No.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. The 32. So, for those of you who don't know, there are 32 shards in this seed. And then there are 12 more that are available from Fiends, 4 from each of Tiamat and Kraken, and 2 from each of Lich and Carry. So when you roll a 32, you have to get most of the shards in the seed. So,
No, the biggest thing that
26.
makes the higher numbers challenging in these seeds is because you're often forced into an early skydive. You end up having to double dip sky on those higher shard counts because you need the shards from Tia, but you're not going to go take on Tia at level 10.
Right. Right, or even the boxes, like you want to fight as few boxes as possible in early sky anyway. Like box of Catman is just kind of pretty terrible.
And we've got level 8 fast down in Lefane.
Oh, very nice. But all of our mages came with bonus magic, right? And so they'll have some charges of that level 8 at least.
Yes.
So that'll
Yeah,
be
so
nice.
you've got at least the 2 charges for that black mage.
Yep. And we can learn it now. I mean, if we can afford it.
Yeah, I think Wewbear just picked it up for his black mage.
I mean, you gotta have it, so makes sense. Wewbear is heading in the direction of the Melman continent.
Yeah, because that slab turned into the rod,
Ah,
I believe.
so we're gonna go. So we need to go to Earth next. That makes some sense. Phoenix going to turn in their slab here and get the rod. Said probably go shot for some magic too, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would assume that's why he waited to come down to Lefane, because he found his tail and wanted to make this one trip to get both his magic as well as his rod.
Yep.
It's always nice, 2 shards in that room on Earth too.
It's always nice to find those early shards on Earth for the easy rooms. We were not checking the closet or the Earth version of TFC, which is pretty common.
He's probably going to poke his head in a number of these rooms, see if there's any marked boxes, and move on.
Yep. Shards being the operable thing you want, and all of our shards will be in marked boxes. So, definitely looking for those. 285 gold. have? Warp at level 4, Rocket level 4.
Yeah, outside of that level 8 fast, the magic rolled pretty nice in this seed.
Yep. Level 8 fast, level 6 life 2. Life 2 is always nice to find. But pretty okay. And yeah, that light mage is getting that fast. I'd use the inn.
Now we'll see where Phoenix goes, if he follows him to Earth, or we've got Sea, Sky, and Waterfall. Because one of the other flags we've got on for this tournament is random chime lock. So the chime is blocking something, but we don't know what it is. So even though Phoenix doesn't have that chime, a good chance he's going to be able to... Well, never mind.
Looks like vanilla chime. So it is randomized. Something can be chime locked. In this case, it's Mirage Tower. So we will need to find our chime in order to turn in our cube, like kind of normal.
And with that, Phoenix is going to head to Earth.
Yep. It makes sense. It would make sense for this to be chime too. To unlock the sky play. The other thing that would be nice to find here is key. I mean, really any key item is what we need, but oh, sorcerers are on the earth tile, but there's peds behind them.
Yeah, so those are both pretty terrible.
Yeah, not the greatest. Oh, and it looks like the earth turned into adamant. So we're going to go kill us a lich and then probably go visit the doors.
Yeah, and Phoenix is checking the other room on Earth, too. Which definitely doesn't have a nice tile to get into that room.
No, this is kind of gross.
So Wewbear's up to Lich, and this should end very, very quickly.
2 nukes takes care of it.
But this room is paying off because there's our first ribbon plus 2 more shards. So if Phoenix checks the other room on Earth 2, that's 4 shards on Earth 2.
That's pretty good. And that's, I mean, so if Phoenix checks the other room, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I mean, we'll be quite on our way for our shard count, considering where we are in the seed. Ooh, and a floater. Not really sure how much that actually unlocks, but it certainly makes getting around the map easier.
Yeah, I think the only thing it unlocks is Sarda.
Yeah, that would make sense. And we get the crown. So we're gonna go probably fight an Astos.
Now the thing with Phoenix taking that tile both times, his thief is up to 19, and we've got lockpicking at level 22.
Yeah. And if we get the lockpicking, we don't need to find the key, which is really nice. And then that'll open up. Oh well. Bows opens up. Makes Honor at Continent somewhat attractive here now, so that because we can get whatever it is out of Waterfall and also loot the mermaid's floor. Oh yes, and floater opens Cardia, of course. I forgot that. Just forget about it.
And of course, just as we say that, we see that Phoenix is on the path to his key, which Wewbear has. But Wewbear
Yeah.
did not see that massa.
No. Didn't check that room at all.
I mean, in fairness, I don't usually check that room either.
Fair. But maybe we're looking for ribbons and such. Trying to figure out what we can see. Wewbear is heading to check the cardios.
This is where I really like to see a lot of marked boxes, because with the dragons, the experience here is terrific.
Yeah, and I mean, Wewbear's levels are already pretty well up there. I mean, the fighter's almost at 400. Our ninja's at 300. And we have that dragon sword we're still swinging, so... Nice shard. Just cash in a redundant light axe.
And that light axe, not so useful without the white mage tonight.
Yeah, not going to be great, but ooh, a silver Cheerio. So, Wewbear. There's a marked box with some frosties in it, which we're just going to nuke down.
We've got our chime now, so everything
Yeah.
is open to us, except for Titans.
Yep, just looking for that ruby. Looks like we're going to do on-rack next. Makes sense.
Yeah, because this gives you 2 items with Waterfall and Sea.
And Mermaid's Floor is sometimes, I guess, a pretty good source of shards, too. Phoenix pulling up to Lich 1. Going swing, 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 but Lich just cannot survive the onslaught and it dies. And it looks like we're tied on shard count, so Phoenix may be a step behind Wewbear, but still, I mean, with the way the seeds have been going, we can get bounced out of sky a whole bunch and even things up.
So Katana in Waterfall, and our
And
Power
Power
Gauntlet. And Aegis Shield. So, no
Very
shards
nice.
in there, but some pretty nice gear.
Probably worth your trip, especially that Aegis Shield. Kind of help cover some of the resistances. Ooh, and very nice store in Onrak here has all the items you could possibly want. Wewbear popping in to check that chest. That Gertshark color though on Wewbear's screen with the red lips and green everything else.
Yeah, I don't know what that shark has gotten into.
Something. A singular rock gull. That goes down. And there's our ruby, so that is officially everything now. Which means that still haven't found the defense sword, right?
Right.
So the defense sword and the loot are 2 terminal items, and the TNT's got to be between one of them. So something's nicest in sky and something's behind the ruby, but we'll have to see what's what.
Yeah, so Phoenix has got his lock picking. He's come over to Canaria, where he'll get his X-Cal.
Mm-hmm. And that Masa on the thief makes a lot of sense at this point. Excal Masas are some pretty good carries, so
Wewbear warps out of sea, and he's not going to go after Kraken.
I guess we're gonna go turn in the ruby. Ooh, and there's a ribbon in Dwarflock.
And no shards in there, but that ribbon is well worth it.
Yep, ribbon's definitely worth the trip, so looks like
And
this is gonna be the TNT here. Or the loot, I suppose.
I wonder if we'll see Wewbear check that room, because a number of times he's popped his head into rooms, seen that there were no marked boxes, and left.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to. We'll see here because this is going to be our TNT turn in. That it's either going to be the defense sword or the loot, and the other one is in sky. There's our loot. So that whole item chain is required. But we do get it. We do see that ribbon. It's like Wewbear is gonna, or Phoenix is doing the Onrak continent now. Wewbear is probably heading to Sky, I would guess. Yeah.
It's the logical play right now, to me.
Makes sense to me too.
But no, he's going back to Lefane.
What are we doing in Lefane, pray tell?
I wonder if he ran out of money
Maybe.
originally. Must
Didn't have
have,
enough
because he
money
hadn't
for
bought fast.
Yeah. And now we go to Sky. But we're at appropriate Sky levels at least, or, you know, close. Ooh, look at all
We
those
got-
shards.
Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable going into Sky at level 20 with a bunch of good gear than it is at level 8.
7.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, the earlier seeds today and even the seeds kind of this week have all been early Sky, which has not been kind, to put it mildly. Classic gamer, that's a terrible joke. Just pointing that out.
Sounds like the kind of joke I would make.
I mean, it's certainly a joke that was made. Sounds like a Phoenix joke, really.
It certainly does.
So Wewbear, having cleaned out 4-1, we'll see. We have 19 shards. We know we need 26, so that's 7. Which means we really only need to find 3 and then kill Tia. So we just kind of skip less than greater than, which makes sense.
Well, in some cases, it may be faster to just run down and kill Carrie for 2.
Maybe. I mean, that's depending on where we find our shards here.
And also, if Wewbear is, definitely wants to dig out that defense sword.
I'm gonna guess that we do, considering we're still checking boxes. Since the defense sword, due to the programming, will not be in a marked box and will not be trapped. Yeah, sure, we'll quad X and I. That sounds fine.
Wewbear is skipping that lone box on Sky 1.
Oh, yes. Went ahead and grabbed that gold Cheerio. There's a shard. And there's our defense sword.
So Phoenix, it looks like, is going to head to the left side of C. Because he's got his ruby out of there and he went right back in.
I mean, this kind of like position Phoenix is in. This makes sense to me because you need 8 shards, right? So you know where 8 shards are.
An opal bracelet for Wewbear.
Yeah, and it rolled +3, which is pretty good. Manticores. Seeds, I would say, has been pretty kind to our runners as far as the routing goes. It seems to be kind of a natural progression through the various parts of the seed. We're at places when we can defeat them and everything, so... Phoenix hunting for shards. Finds one here.
Wewbear finds 2 more here.
Ooh, nice.
So as soon as he kills Tia, he's all done.
Excellent routing. So Wewbear is 23, going to come out of this around 23, 24. Do we go and find a grind? Do we do a Topher grind? What do you think?
I'm not sure he needs one.
I don't know. This
No,
is why
he's
I'm asking the
mid-20s. I think he's good.
Fair. Phoenix pulling up to Kraken 1 here. I'm going to take this fight pretty seriously. We're pulling out our power bonk and a fast ooh. And one of our mages gets punched as Kraken does. And ink doesn't land on anybody important, which is good. And Brack doesn't land, which is kind of expected. Ooh, the Thief not really doing a lot of damage with that Masa, but the X-Cal doing 1,000 damage and killing Kraken 1.
The big question here, Wewbear is ready to go into Temple of Fiends now. Phoenix still needs 2 shards. He also needs to pull out that loot. Now, we know that loot is easy to get to with what he has, but if he ends up going, well, it looks like he's going right to it.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of where Phoenix decides to go find those last 2 shards, because I don't know that he has any that he hasn't gotten that he's seen. So it might be eat fastest just to go kill Carrie.
Yeah, that killing Carrie it doesn't take a lot of steps. You don't get a lot of encounters because of all the fire tiles. Certainly can be a good kind of stretch there. And here we're going to have Crown, which we know turns into Key.
Meanwhile, Wewbear has just pulled up to Lich 2, who took out that Black Mage with the nuke.
Yeah, it's a little rough, but we do have life, so...
And Phoenix making the right play, going to turn in the TNT before the Crown.
Yep. So, are we going to... Okay, we're going to check see if there's trap tiles here. I think that makes sense. You're right here. If there's 2 here, then you don't have to go anywhere else. There's 1, of course. Do we count on Toflocked, maybe?
Yeah, we can check there. I think we've checked all the other locked locations, though.
Yeah, I don't know that we've gone to Elf, but I don't know that we would. Oh, I guess we are. Say that. We land on Elf Castle.
See, Phoenix does have 25, but we need 26.
Yep.
And while he's looking for his last shard, Wewbear is almost to Kraken too. With this low encounter rate and mid Topher, it doesn't take very long to get down here.
No. First fiends go by pretty quickly, and we, to your point, we have really good equipment and pretty good levels here for Topher.
All right, nothing there. So heading back, he is heading to Volcano. And it's unfortunate. We know the best play would just be to go to Mirage because there were 3 shards on Mirage 1.
One, yeah. But this is going to guarantee you shards. You know this is going to be good, so might as well come down here and do it.
Kraken is taking Wewbear down to just the fighter and red mage. Well, just the red mage.
Are we in quad X range? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We have some life too. We have some Cure 4. We can rebuild. And we're on to Tia.
The big thing is that Wewbear only has that one ribbon. So when we see that,
The crack.
early, yeah.
Or Bane here. But yes. And Ribbon squarely on that life caster, of course.
And
Ooh,
Bane
and
misses everyone.
Very nice. Phoenix reaching the requisite shard count will probably follow next into Toph here after doing a little bit of shopping and prep. And Fire 2 is a nice thing to see out of Tia. We like when Tia uses spells except for Bane. So, swinging out. And we get through Tia too. So we just have Chaos up here. Meanwhile, the new Cappy Lich 2 decides to take out both of our casters, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, fortunately it's not a long walk back down.
Mid Topher is kind of the best Topher.
I played a seed recently with full Topher on. It's the first time I've done that since winter tournament started, and I was like, wow, that's awful.
It just takes forever. It seems like it takes forever. The Topher is long when you have to go through it the normal way. And we pull up to carry on Phoenix's side, and we have pulled Chaos on Wewbear's side. And we are... Oh, we're using A-Rub to avoid the crack. It's a heads-up play. And we're buffing up our ninja here with the katana, which makes sense. Ooh.
I didn't see what happened, but Phoenix, I guess, got bounced out by Carry. And he just went down to buy more magic.
Weird. Okay, I guess we'll try again.
It doesn't make a big difference. He needs a wipe from Wewbear to get back into this anyway. But
Yeah.
I think Wewbear was counting on that ninja, and he just got hit by slow too.
So we can fast. Oh no, we can't. We are out of fast. That is too bad.
And there's the cure 4, so we start again on damage.
Yep. We're going to keep pouring locks into this. That's not too bad. 4 hits, 725 out of our ninja. That is serviceable if we keep hitting that range. 5 hits, 420. Fire 3 just tickles a little bit. Lock comes out, and Chaos is easier to hit. Gonna pile all our buffs on this ninja and hope. Inferno takes out that black mage. Heal pot strats. Swing 965. Another spell. Don't really like him draining the spell list here, but should be able to beat it. Ooh,
Never like to see
swirl.
that swirl.
Yeah.
But he gets
And
through.
GG's to Wewbear. Comes in with an official race time of 59 minutes and 22 seconds. See if Wewbear will join us in the booth here. Meanwhile, Phoenix is on Kraken 2 with our X-Cal, and that sound tells me that we are joined by Wewbear. GG's.
GG.
Thank you.
That was, seemed like a pretty straightforward seed. How did you find it?
Pretty straightforward. No, it's to say early nukes. So I was like, oh, red mage. Hope that he gets life magic, which he did, thankfully. Yeah, just kind of did what the seed told me to do.
Right. There was some early divergence a little bit, but the path to the seed kind of was kind of dictated, and so you both kind of ended up doing the same things at the end there. It makes
What was
sense.
the divergence?
Freyteeth, what was the routing difference? There was
Phoenix did a very late Pirates. He went to turn in the herb and then went that direction.
That is fair.
yeah, and so got the canoe early.
Yeah. I imagine the crescent into volcano and Provoca kind of thing.
Press into volcano to ship to Provoca, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Was sort of an interesting divergence here.
Yeah,
so
I figured with Lefane, I wanted to like see what was in the shops spell wise, and then bottle was right up there. It wasn't too bad. I was kind of expecting to get like cube and then having to dive sky immediately as per usual, but yeah, this one was funny. You get cube eventually, but it's like, nope, it's actually chime locked. Vanilla. Lol. Nerd.
Yeah, it was quite a seed. It was very, the difficulty ramped up pretty nicely. Kind of kept pace with your levels and everything.
Yeah, just kind of just went, if that makes sense. I didn't like hit a speed bump or anything. Just kept going. Felt good.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty straightforward. So, how do you feel about the Thief Nun start? Like, is it good, great, bad?
I love it.
Love it.
Because I pretty much always want to have a thief anyways, and then that lets my... I mean, I'll take a thief fighter too, because I'm 99% of the time going to go fighter anyways, but I have my options open for me, which is cool.
Come on, Phoenix. Ooh.
Oh, he has a
So-
Aspen.
Yeah, he found that on first room on Earth 3.
That's fair.
He also found he checked the other room on Earth 2, which had 2 more shards and a ribbon, which was all good, but unfortunately he never got to Sky, and that lack of defense sort of did him in on that fight. So Phoenix has decided not to continue, which I don't blame him. That's kind of how I ended my race tonight. I died to Chaos and said I'm done.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to pass on the interview. So GG's to Phoenix.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's at Phoenix. Great run in the tournament. Did us all proud. Like, really great to see people run in there.
My Canadian brother.
Canadian brother.
Anyone notice when I did Lightning 3 on Tiamat 2 instead of doing fast, like a champ? I forgot that he had spells.
We noticed that that you also had slow 2 actually land.
Yeah.
That was
of course.
unfortunate. Yeah.
I also forgot to move the power bonk for that fight because I was planning on like power bonking for like a good 3-4 turns and then just unloading, but oops.
It happens though. You made it work.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured the katana is probably better to since I would have had 2 tempers, well 3 tempers and then the power bonk, so he would have like went to the moon and back. But
Yeah.
so I figured that was better on the katana.
Yeah, that definitely made sense of like you didn't have your Masa, so Katana's probably the best sword that you have there on Chaos. Definitely made sense, the decision making there. Frighty, do you have any other questions for Wewbear? Or?
So into the semifinals, and you've got Spells App.
Yeah.
So thoughts about that matchup?
Should be great. In the qualifiers, not that it means much. I got him on 1. We literally tied to the second on 1. And I think he beat me on like 1 or 2 other ones. So hopefully I can make it close. Spells App was my pick to win it. So should be fun.
Yeah, should be a great series of races.
Hopefully.
Oh, I think it will be.
I don't mind losing as long as I don't do stupid stuff, and look silly.
Yeah.
If he's faster than me and he beats me and I play my best, then yeah, can't get angry at that.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. It's always good, nice attitude to have. I think given the hour and everything that we will move us into final thoughts. So, Wewbear, any final thoughts for us?
Same thing as usual. Thank you for putting on the restream. Everyone's done like an amazing job. Like I think everything has been either restreamed or bickied in this tournament, which is wild because there's like quite a few races.
Yeah.
So thank you for putting in your time. GG's again to Phoenix. And yeah, looking forward to the next games.
Yeah, I think that'll be great. Fryteeth, any final thoughts for us?
No, just GG's to both our runners, and good luck to Wewbear against Spells App. I'm looking forward to watching those.
Yeah, me too. I think it'll be great. So I think that's going to do it for our broadcast. We'll go over quickly. Tomorrow we have Mechlin and Fellison Game 2 at noon Eastern. And then immediately after that, if needed, we have a Game 3 between Mechlin and Fellison. So those are our runs tomorrow. We also have our the Hate the 13th Memorial race tomorrow that will be on this channel, and I will pull out the information on that real quick. That is going to consist of a run of Zelda 1 Randomizer, a run of Dragon Warrior 1 Randomizer, and a run of Final Fantasy Randomizer. It starts at 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll run back to back to back, hopefully, and we'll be great then. Last
Is
thing,
that a
if you like what
relay
you
or?
it's not a relay. I
No.
think it's just one group doing each one.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know about that, so something to look forward to.
It'll be great. 3 communities coming together to throw this together was really, really great.
Heck yeah.
And last comment, if you like what you see, join us at FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. There you'll find links to the Discord, the wiki, the randomizer itself. It's a lot of fun. Come join us. Do the thing. Click all the buttons. My name is Softgnome. I have been joined in the booth by Freyteeth. Our tracker today was Suida, and our restreamer was Mecklin. And thank you from all of us, and good night.